Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the first non-racist podcast of 2023. We have Matt Healy in studio today. We have Matt Healy from the Taylor Swift Red Scare scandal.
Holy cannoli.
I'm kidding. We don't have Matty Healy. Maybe one day. Maybe one day we can get Matty Healy, who seems like a pretty...
He's like a twink, right?
For lack of a better word. Based. Oh God, I hate.
Is he based?
I hate that word. I hate that word.
What'd he do?
No, he's apparently a huge racist because he. No, I'm kidding. He listens to Red Scare, which rocks.
Oh, come on.
Hold on. Taylor Swift is dating a guy. I would have never thought that we would ever see Taylor Swift and Red Scare be in the same Venn diagram, and they now are.
Can I tell you something embarrassing?
Wild, and I didn't even know this until today, which is crazy. What?
Can I tell you something embarrassing? So there was a time in my life where I lived in Escondido, and I was living way up in the mountains of Escondido in a very isolated house, and I listened to a lot of Red Scare.
Oh, I know.
During that time.
And then you had like some brief period where you turned on them, and then you went back or something. Like, this is what I talked about in our Patreon episode, where I fought about like
conflicting feelings about Red Scare, but I did have one dream where I was having a picnic with Anna and Dasha in a green field, and it was really
okay. Well,
pleasant.
I've actually shared a meal with Anna, and she's a lovely person.
The picnic was nice. The picnic was nice, and
they're nice.
I was like,
they're
wow,
nice people.
They seem nice.
I've never met Dasha, but I've heard from everyone that she's wonderful. And you know what it is? A lot of people. Red Scare is an incredible podcast. It has been very influential in New York, and not just New York, but everywhere. And it's people are threatened by Anna and Dasha because they are funnier than most comedians, and by most Twitter anon like leftists have their feelings hurt all the time because they're not as funny as them. Because let's be honest, like none of these people are really ideological. A lot of these people like to push some narrative online that they're like ideologues or whatever. Like the online like dirtbag left has become so cucked for the most part.
What's his face? The guy, the dude, the Twitch streamer, the really most famous
Hassan.
one.
What about him?
Hassan Piker.
What about? I don't pay attention to him.
He's a big political, heavyweight. Big political heavyweight.
Is he? I don't know if he's a heavyweight. I think he's a commentator.
And I honestly thought about getting on Twitch for a minute.
So did I. I was listening. My friend works for Twitch.
Dude, if we had a Twitch channel.
All right. Well, this isn't about us. We're talking about the Taylor Swift, Matty Healy situation here. So
who's Matty Healy?
Matty Healy. I didn't know this either. I learned all this today because I've been seeing this guy's name pop up on Twitter for like weeks now. People are like upset at Taylor Swift for dating a guy that they've deemed as like problematic, whatever. And so I didn't know why they deemed him problematic. I didn't look into it because I don't care. I'm not 14.
Yeah.
And finally, like I couldn't stop seeing his name, but then I saw his name in a tweet with Cumtown next to it. And I was like, huh? What? It's like, the fuck? So I looked up. He was on Cumtown, and he's the lead singer of the 1975. I didn't mention that. I didn't know that.
Cumtown? Was he funny?
Yeah, I listened to the episode today, or some of it.
How was it?
No, it was fine. It was like I didn't even know what the controversial part was. Like I didn't even know it was a good episode. I don't understand like what I've never listened to Cumtown in full. Like I've heard clips from YouTube and stuff of Nick because he's a really funny guy,
Nick's
very good impressionist. And I mean, some of the shit I've heard him like the impressions he's done, I've laughed.
His Tucker Carlson impression is fantastic.
I think that's one of the ones I heard. It was really, really, really funny.
It is very good.
Extremely funny guy.
Yeah.
He was on there and they were just like, shooting the shit. It was like nothing controversial. He said something about Ice Spice. And this is what set everyone on fire.
What did he say?
And then some picture came. It's so funny, dude. You know what? The reason I loved reading about this today is because there's like a parallel here between what these like insane Taylor Swift fans are. They think that they're like uncovering the Balenciaga scandal.
Oh yeah, they think it's like Watergate.
When the Balenciaga scandal was also like whatever. You know what I mean? It's like not a big deal.
It was fun.
It was fun. It was fun to like speculate. Who cares though? None of this satanic panic shit is real. And so they think that they're like finding out that like Taylor Swift's boyfriend is like, part of some alt-right, like it's so funny. It's so fucking funny.
New York Come Down podcast.
Yeah, and I guess he did some interview with the New Yorker or something that I found out. I was just looking into all this right before he came over. I think he said something about like how we don't want, like, we want academic liberals now. The art scene wants academic liberals. They don't want bohemians, which is true. Like, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
They don't want people who are...
What the fuck does Matty Healy do?
He's the lead singer of the 1975.
I know, he's the lead singer. Is it good? Or is it a good band?
I've honestly never heard their music. I think I might have a few songs by them in my... I don't know. Or maybe I'm thinking of the drums, actually. I don't know. I don't know if I know any music by the 1975. Nothing that I can think of. I'm sure they're good. They're they're very popular. I don't know. I didn't know who he was, though, and I had no idea that these worlds were going to intersect. And it's very funny that they're calling Anna and Dasha these
I mean, Anna and Dasha have been facing this since day one.
The anti-feminist... I know, but imagine Taylor Swift fans discovering Red Scare, the explosion that must be happening in their minds. No, it's not going to radicalize them. I do think, if I had to guess, if I had to guess, I would think that Taylor Swift probably gets very annoyed by a certain demographic of her fan base, and her fan base is so huge.
I'm sure Taylor Swift is probably Red Scare aligned. I'm just.
I doubt it, dude. I doubt she's. Maybe she's listening. If she's listening to, I don't think she's aligned. I'm saying she might be like a closet listener.
Yeah, I don't think she thinks it's bad.
I don't think I don't know if she. It's just fun to speculate whether or not Taylor Swift listens to Red Scare, and if she does, that fucking rocks.
I'm sure she fucking... If Taylor Swift listens to Red Scare, and I like Anna and Dasha, but if Taylor Swift listens to Red Scare, that makes Taylor Swift cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Not even because I like Red Scare, but just the idea that she's in that.
Well, it's weird. It's weird not to like Red Scare. Red Scare's great.
As I got older, I appreciate what they do. I just haven't listened.
You
to them
just are like a weird, needless contrarian sometimes. There's Anna's a friend of mine, and she's very, very funny. That's the thing.
Yeah, I always
That's the thing that I like most about her is that she's genuinely funny. Beyond just being like an intellectual or smart or all these things are true. She's very funny.
If you're smart, you're funny. I'm sorry. There's like
not always.
Unless you're like a savant, and then you're not funny at all. But the thing is usually if you're smart and you gotta have a brain, you're funny.
Yeah. You would like to think that smart people would eventually.
I would like to think.
I would like to think that too. Often, that is not the case. But very funny, and a lot of people are threatened by that, so they like to shit all over them and make fun of them because on the internet or drag them for whatever, and they don't give a shit. I mean, they don't care at all. I mean, that's I don't know what people bring that up constantly, like it's something that Well,
it was a great meme.
Like it's but they think it's like some sick burn that they're
saying
doing,
people have worms in the brain. That was fantastic.
No, I know. I'm saying people like to make fun of them online or not even make them. They're not even really making fun of them. They're mostly giving them shit. There's not really a whole lot to make fun of. They really do try. A lot of these Twitter anon leftists who are probably federal agents, they really do try. They really try to drag Anna and Dasha. It always falls flat. In fact, I confronted one of these guys in person because I know some of the leftists, not that many of them, but I've met some of them, and I confronted one of them because he brought it up to me. He's like, Anna, and now he's probably gonna hate me. he's like, I was talking to your friends today, and I was like,
tell him to fuck off.
And then I looked online, he's giving them shit, and I'm like, what is your problem with them? Are you upset that they're funny? Are you upset that they get likes on Twitter? I don't understand what you're upset about. What are you upset about? What do they have anything to do with you? Are you upset that two women are successful at something that they're very good at? Is that upsetting to you? Have you ever maybe looked inward and asked yourself why?
Why do I think this way?
Why do I care?
Do I hate women?
Yeah, and anyways, they're lovely, they're funny, they are successful, they deserve their success, and it's very funny. It is very, very, very funny that they are now Taylor Swift aligned. Very funny.
It's
to
hilarious.
Me, it's not anything I would have seen coming.
Well, hopefully it just gives them more listeners, and I think it will.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing very well. They don't probably need more listeners. This is so loud, isn't it?
Not just a tad.
We have a little BioShock.
I want to show. Do you know this
dreamscape
guy? Do you he's in the LA scene. Hold on. Ooh.
I guess it wasn't Come Town. Sorry, it was the Adam Friedland show. I forgot that they.
Do you know this guy?
They switched it up. No, who's this guy?
Versace Tamagotchi?
No.
He's very cool.
Who? What?
He has a wonderful podcast.
Oh, great.
Called Otherworld.
Oh yeah, you sent me this. I know. You did, but
you would love it.
I will listen to it. I will. What is it? What is it about?
It's very
paranormal.
It's more like everything. weird, and it's so opposite of his personality because he's like a very like memey guy, and I follow him because he's very funny. But his podcast is like a very serious look on like, just strange things that happen. I just really enjoyed it.
Like mysteries of our time.
Mysteries of our time.
Okay,
he had some really good two-parters. I don't listen to podcasts that often, but my TV broke, so I was like, fuck it, I just gotta listen to podcasts.
Yeah, you've been talking about that for a while. Are you gonna get a new TV, or like, are you gonna turn into one of those people?
It's just it won't connect to the internet, so I can't use any sort of thing. But yeah, so my TV's broken. I listen to pods, and I just really fucking
I'll check it out.
like spooky stuff, dude.
Yeah,
really
I like
scary
spooky
things.
shit. I like spooky shit. That's why we kind of put this like haunting Nemo Dreamscape music on in the background. I just thought the Matty Healy shit was so funny. They didn't say anything that crazy. They like compared Ice Spice to like an Inuit girl. It was like it was something they mumbled under their breath. Like I didn't even hear it when I was listening to it.
Why did they compare her to that?
I don't know, man. But there's these girls on TikTok that are here. Let me just show you.
Me.
Let me show you like one
Ice
of
Spice.
these.
Ice Spice is fine.
Bro, did I like straight up lose my phone?
Did you lose your phone, big
No,
dog?
no, I didn't.
got
I do this shit constantly.
So many pockets.
I'll set my phone down somewhere and I'll not know where it is okay, so it was some of these TikToks, dude. I was laughing so fucking hard.
You can't pull them up on the laptop?
Oh yeah, I guess I should.
Yeah, so the viewer can see.
That's right.
Come on, Ida. Was
I
this
don't know,
amateur
dude.
hour? Come on.
Yeah,
now.
I guess. I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to tell anybody, okay?
You're like showing me things on your cell phone.
I'm not like a producer.
I know. This is why you need to hand the sticks to me.
No, I refuse to.
I'll just start looking up
control.
random Chinese industrial accidents,
Yeah, that's all.
UFO footage.
John's gonna like get a video from the inside of like the Wuhan lab.
Yeah, Ida's just dropping a beaker in the Wuhan lab.
Okay, it's
full
like
of juice.
It's like shit like this.
Let me see. Oh god, there's a Coors Light fucking 12-pack blocking the way.
What are you talking about?
I can't see the screen. Hold on.
Oh god. So trashy. It's not my Coors Light.
Oh, it's not your Coors Light, Queen?
Not my president.
All right. Show me Matt Healy, Ice Spice. What'd they say?
All right.
Recounts the time he messaged Ice Spice, which led to a group speculation regarding ethnicity. Adam and Nick first joked about the rapper being of Inuit descent, then Chinese, and then Hawaiian, and then mocked the accents of the last two people mentioned. And for the record, Ice Spice is Nigerian and Dominican. Youngblood then tweeted, "Love listening to three privileged white dudes sit around and objectify young black
Who the
female
hell's
artists
Youngblood?
who
I haven't even
are
seen this
into
one.
your 30s, I guess." Youngblood calls out Matt Healy and the Adam Friedland show regarding
Friedland.
Ice Spice.
It's a literate
Matt Healy
bitch.
recounts the time he messaged Ice Spice, which led to a group speculation regarding her ethnicity. Adam
Please don't
and
ban
Nick
me.
first joked about the rapper being of Inuit descent, then Chinese, and then Hawaii.
Okay, yeah, we got that part.
Chinese Ice Spice is hilarious. I'm sorry. That's the baseline of Cumtown. Cumtown is a lot of Cumtown bits are like, what would happen if fucking, President George Bush Jr. was Korean. And then they do it. Yeah, it's just
Like,
funny.
who doesn't
It's just
like
funny.
that?
And you know what? It's like it may be simple and juvenile, but Nick Mullen is such a great. What did you call him?
So funny. He's an amazing impressionist.
He's an
very
amazing
funny
impressionist.
comedian.
He can just do shit like that, and it's just fucking funny. And you know what? If Nick Mullen can do an impression of Ice Spice,
They
then
didn't.
like
They literally didn't even do an impression of Ice. But that's
well,
the
if
whole
they could
thing.
just talk about it, it's just funny. Fuck off. Okay.
Well, John, that's what a hot take. I mean, yeah, of
Sorry,
course,
guys.
that's obviously the point here, but it's just very funny. The whole thing is so fucking funny that Taylor Swift is in this universe now. I'm trying to find one of these other ones where like I love those TikToks where like somebody just pops out and it's like a floating head telling you what's what. Okay,
Yeah.
everything you need to know about. Here's what you need to know. Oh my god! Where is it? There was one that was so funny. That's why I started looking at all of them. She was so out of her mind. This girl. How do you look up like shorts? It was a short.
YouTube Shorts.
Very addicted to
Oh, I
cocaine.
didn't even look.
I'm very addicted to cocaine.
What the hell? I never looked up John Mulaney at any point.
Hitler.
What?
I would never ever. Are you guys all interviewing for this?
This is crazy.
For this
They just literally just give you shorts that you're not looking up.
Well, that's
cool.
YouTube Shorts is their answer to TikTok, I guess.
I know, but they're like not working. That's cool.
Yeah, they suck ass.
Nothing works. No, this is cool. Like literally nothing works. Oh my god, he did an interview with Sam Hyde. Oh, no.
no.
Oh, he was talking to Sam Hyde.
No, let me see that.
Did you guys get that as a
I don't even want to look at that. I want to look at the
full
TikTok.
screen. Come on, we got to look at this.
No shit.
I don't even know I don't know anything about Sam Hyde.
Matty Healy?
Matty Healy loves
Who the hell
us.
is Matty Healy?
I don't.
You guys get that as a guest? I mean, as a guest.
Well, they-
He's a
for the
big
equivalent-
fan.
Oh, they're just talking about
Which
Matty
one is
Healy.
Sam Hyde?
Sam Hyde's on the left smoking the cigar.
Okay.
Matty Healy loves
Sam Hyde is a
Who's the guy on the right?
Nick Rockford, and then I don't know who the guy in the middle is.
You know all this.
Yeah,
That's Adam Friedland. I know that.
I mean, I've spoken to all these guys online.
That's not something you want to say out loud.
Yeah, why not? The thing is what you got to understand about Sam Hyde.
You were sliding into the DMs.
Yeah, way back in the day.
Okay.
Way back in the
All
day.
right, well-
Way back in the day before MDE on Adult Swim, but way before this, way before everything. I just like Sam Hyde's comedy sketch
heard
videos
he's
he
very
did on
funny.
YouTube.
I heard he's
a
very
very funny guy. The thing is he's kind of doing. Who's the dude who was like the ultimate sarcastic comedian? He died.
Oh, Mitch Hedberg.
No, the one that was like he would had like a neck brace on.
Sarcastic comedian who died.
Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey played him.
Anyone.
Jim Carrey played him in a movie.
Oh, Kaufman.
Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman.
Sam Hyde is like a right wing Andy Kaufman, in my opinion. Sam Hyde actually, I don't think Sam Hyde actually believes the things he talks about, and
This
kind
is
of
shock value.
I think it's a lot of shock value. And the
Whatever.
problem is,
That works
after a
a lot.
while, once you get enough people pushing back on you, you just kind of start believing your own lies. And I think that's what Sam Hyde kind of
I don't know.
believes in. He went to fucking RISD, dude. He went to fucking the Rhode Island School of Design or where the fuck. He's a fucking liberal arts college student.
I'm not. I don't even know anything about Sam Hyde. Here's
Yeah,
a video.
well, you
though.
should.
He's from this
Well,
band.
I don't. That's
The
not,
1975, and they are
Oh, shit.
one of the biggest pop bands in the world.
Of course.
We saw that
But it's like a fucking pop band. You guys are like
They sold
funny
out-
underground comics. And
Yes.
and I get it. But like as
no,
a
he wants
guest,
to like he's like obsessed with like Red Scare and like Hometown.
obsessed.
He like wants to move to New York and stuff. He thinks our
crazy.
shit is cool.
Wait, is that Adam Friedland in the middle?
Yeah.
That is?
That's yes.
Fuck off.
Well,
Well,
isn't that
hey, good
why,
for-
isn't
I
that
didn't
why
know-
you said to put this on?
No, I didn't know that was Adam Friedland. I reckon that's crazy. I didn't know he was.
You think I
in
was
the
just
studio
randomly
with
putting
Sam
on
Hyde?
like a Sam Hyde video?
Well, good for Adam. I that's a big fucking olive branch across the fucking. That's crazy
What
that
are you
they're all.
talking about right now? Was there beef between them? at some
No,
point?
it's just Sam Hyde was so out there and so right wing and crazy at some points. I didn't think even Adam Friedland would fucking associate with them. It's crazy them on a
Doesn't
podcast
Sam Hyde,
together.
Isn't Sam Hyde like a fan of devs? Or like
Yes.
at some
Yes.
point was
Sam
a fan
Hyde-
of one of his
okay.
videos or something? I
Sam
don't even
Hyde
know.
wrote a book called How to the U.S. Government. and he asked,
Okay. I don't care. I don't want to know. I don't want to talk about it on YouTube. They're gonna come for my throat.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna come for me.
Anyways,
I don't want to.
okay,
I don't want
edit
anyone
that
to
part
come
out.
for me.
Edit that part out.
I'm like, how the fuck did on your like? Does he want to act?
He's been on the show twice.
Damn. No, I thought I'm like, how the fuck do they know this guy?
No, he like I just know him from Instagram. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
You guys are taking some wild guess. That's
So anyway, yeah. So he sold out MSG, and Nick and I met his mom.
Why is this video not?
And we went. Yeah. So then he came. Yeah, he came to do the show, and then they got mad about. We did. He imitated the Scottish accent. They said he imitated the indigenous Scottish accent.
That's hilarious. You have
all
to
these
keep that in.
crimes. I
That's
didn't know
fucking
I didn't know
wild.
this place was so lethal.
Yeah, we got in trouble.
Guys, you guys are like a fucking. You're
UK
like
is tough. You got to be careful in the UK.
You can't say. Yeah, you can get arrested.
You get arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's
sure
true.
somebody
You
went
get
there
arrested for
on a
things you say
national stage
online
was
in the
calling-
United
it was
Kingdom.
telling the IRA was going to put a bullet in the Queen's head.
Yeah, that would have been
Irish Sam.
my plan for
and Sam knows because he's from Ireland.
the boxing match was I was going to call it.
Yeah, that's none of this matters.
Sam
The
Hyde's
TikToks are
response
funny.
to Hassan Piker at the end of his boxing match was one of the funniest things I've seen in the past year. Wonderful.
I don't know what I don't know what any of it means. Okay, hold on.
There's already some controversy going on
These are the
between
funny.
Ice Spice
These are
There
the
you go.
these are the
and her new
TikToks I'm talking
boyfriend,
about.
Matty Healy. It's King Asante, and let's talk about it.
It's
Recently,
King
Ice Spice and Taylor
Asante.
Swift said that
Let's
they would be
talk
dropping
about
a
it.
song together. Ice Spice will be hopping on Taylor Swift's song Karma. And as this got announced, people brought up some comments that Taylor Swift's new boyfriend has said. This tweet went pretty viral that says, just learned that Taylor Swift's boyfriend said racist shit about Ice Spice a couple months ago. Taylor Swift's PR team works harder than the devil. There's been numerous tweets about what Matt has said about Ice Spice. Here's a clip clip from that podcast that people are referencing.
Ice Spice, you know who that is?
Nick doesn't know it.
She's like
one
a
rapper.
She's the rapper
that
from
has
the Spice
one-
Girls.
Inuit Spice Girl. This chubby Chinese lady. Do they talk like that? Do Inuits talk like that?
They don't talk with a Chinese
They
accent.
talk like a more Hawaiian style.
yeah, more Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Welcome to Hawaii.
Yeah. Locals only.
That's the
She's a
problem.
very attractive woman that released one song, and basically
So you
everyone's
slide in your DMs, you're like, so what are you, a fucking Eskimo or something?
There's already some controversy going on between
Ice Spice is
Taylor
mids.
Swift and her new boyfriend Matt Healy. It's King Asante, and let's talk
Yeah, that's
about it.
basically it. It's just a bunch of people getting upset about that clip or something like that. Yeah, just that soundbite. It's so funny to me. Just the idea of Taylor Swift listening to Red Scare is so funny to me.
I think it's great.
It rocks. Yeah.
Love that vibe.
It's just weird seeing these worlds intersect. I guess
It's like,
I mean, Meghan Trainor was a fan of Tim. I guess that's. I guess she's not as big as Taylor Swift though. That's pretty.
it's so funny. It's like, of course they would. You know what I mean?
No.
Of course they would. Of course
but
they
he
would.
does. The boyfriend does. She doesn't.
As
necessarily.
I said earlier in the previous episodes, when you're a celebrity, you're guilty until proven innocent.
Oh my god,
Sometimes-
that doesn't even
listen,
make any sense.
listen,
By the
listen.
way, I listened back to that episode.
I think the majority of
Nothing you said
Americans would
made
agree with
sense.
me. I think the majority of Americans.
What do you mean by
Americans would agree with me.
celebrities, John? There are so many celebrities.
If
I don't
Taylor-
even know what you mean
But
when
the
you
funny
say
thing
that.
is, if you're a celebrity, you got half a fucking brain, and you're young, you probably, if I listened to Red Square,
well, not everybody's heard of these podcasts. I mean, they are a little underground. Like, you do kind of
But,
have to know about this world.
not
Oftentimes,
really,
you have to
dude.
be internet literate, which a lot of people are not.
I think a lot of fucking people our age that are really rich and famous, that got a lot of time on their hands, probably are.
But they don't always have a lot of time on their hands. They're doing world tours every night. They're in a
but what
different
are they
capital
doing
of
when
a
they're
country.
sitting around scrolling around their on their cell
I think
phones?
they're
you
like
know?
in the studios and shit,
Fuck
and
it,
living a life.
I'm
and
sure.
having an
I'm sure
itinerary.
they've heard of it. You know, I've obviously, Matt Healy's done it.
Obviously, yeah, but we didn't know who the fuck he was until
Yeah,
5
but he's
minutes
touring.
ago.
He seems like a busy guy. I'm sure he's got
Everyone's
downtime and he's
busy.
got half a brain. So good for him. And you know what?
I just like seeing these 14-year-olds have like their brains
Well,
explode.
it's very
on
important to kill your
TikTok.
heroes.
It's very, very funny.
It's very important.
Here's the thing: you shouldn't have heroes. If you have heroes,
You should have heroes. Hero worship.
Oh my
is,
god, hero idolatry is so lame and
Oh
disgusting.
man,
and
I'm
it's
gonna
such
disagree
a
with you so hard.
yeah.
on
I know
this.
you talked about how you have like some mentorship program or
No,
something
not
that
even
you're
that.
participating
It's
in.
just the
It's
hatred
so-
of hero worship is just is a veil for an intense insecurity.
Are you joking me? And
Yes.
insecurity is having. I'm not saying it's bad to have people you look up to, but the
yeah,
idea of
well,
a
that's
hero.
what you're saying right now.
Grosses
Well, I'm not
me
saying a
out.
hero. I'm not sitting here going like, oh, I worship Matt
You can look up
Healy.
to people and you can admire people
Look
for
up and
certain
admire people,
for
of course,
for
of
certain
course,
talents and
of
for
course.
certain
Well, that's
strengths.
what I'm saying.
But hero worship implies that this person has done
I have
no
a
wrongdoing.
Great quote about this.
Is it one that you thought of?
No,
Oh well. Is it? Did your hero come up with it?
my hero came up
Oh,
with
good,
it.
good.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. It's a Mishima quote.
Who?
The cynicism that regards hero worship as comical is always shadowed by a sense of physical inferiority. Yukio
Shadowed by a sense of physical inferiority. Now, how
Yukio
did
Mishima said that.
Okay,
He
but
was
what
a
is
much
that? Break
smarter
that
guy
down
than
for
any
me.
of us.
Break that down for me. What is that? What
You feel
exactly
weak
does that
in the
mean?
face of the people that these people worship.
Physically.
Physically,
I
yeah.
physically feel weak.
Maybe
That doesn't even
mentally.
make sense. Who is this guy?
Yukio Mishima, who's like the coolest guy of all time.
And he is what?
He was a super homosexual bodybuilder in Japan that
Right.
committed seppuku in the
Oh,
1970s.
bodybuilders. You know, traditionally known for their intellect.
Oh, he's also a
yeah. He was
Queen?
a human thumb.
Queen. He was
Traditionally known for
he was also an insane philosopher. Wrote great books.
Oh, good. Good.
Very
for him.
intelligent man.
Yeah.
A fantastic author.
yeah, great.
A fantastic author and poet.
Well, he
You
wants
would
to be. He
love
clearly
Yukio
wants to be
Mishima.
somebody's hero.
Well, he was very into how the modern age has basically killed the idea of honor. It was a very very.
I don't
very
think
smart
hero
guy.
worship is synonymous with honor. And
It's not so much that; it's just looking up to somebody, and like
Looking up
people,
to
people
somebody
who put
there's
you
nothing
down,
wrong with.
people who put you down for looking up to somebody, or want to be like somebody or imitate somebody.
Well,
people put you down. It's
imitation
like,
is
grab-
not. Yeah, you should be put down for imitation. That you should absolutely
to an degree.
because that's. I'm not saying you can't be influenced from people. You could absolutely pull influence the same way we were arguing.
Who are the people you admire?
in the
You're gonna try to
in the
imitate them.
Patreon. In the Patreon, we were arguing about The Weeknd, who I don't even care about. And what you were saying basically is that you'll never be Michael Jackson. And I'm like, yeah, he draws inspiration from Michael Jackson, but I don't think
that came from a deep-seated physical inferiority I felt towards The Weeknd.
Why?
I feel like he can outlift me in the gym. I'm just
or he can out-sing you and out-dance you.
Oh, yeah, probably. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. He can out-sing the show. I love singing. You know me.
I don't know that.
I'm always singing in the shower and singing around when I'm in the car. I love singing. I like to sing about the moon and the June in the spring. What do we got next?
I'm singing in the rain.
Let's
I'm such a racist podcaster again.
Can I? What?
Can you what?
Can I? I don't know. What do we got next? What are we doing?
I don't know, John. Why don't we wax poetic about our hero? Who are you know what? Who are
do you want to listen?
Who are
heroes?
some of your?
Why don't you go? You go first. Come on, who are the people you? Okay, I'll go.
I have
first.
people I look up to.
You know what's
They're
funny?
Not my heroes.
You know what's very funny?
What a strong word. What a permanent word.
You know
what I mean?
Very funny is the same man I just quoted. I have a photo of him framed on my wall.
Do you jack off to it every night?
Yeah. So I had the photo of a homosexual Japanese fascist on my wall. I have a picture of if you go into my room,
yeah,
I have on my as you enter to the right, I have a Afghan war rug. Which is a very cool thing.
That's cool.
Very cool. Underneath it, I have a picture of my mother's father and my father's father. My father's father, he's in the Navy. It's a picture of him in the Navy. He's very good looking. My mother's father, I have a picture of him while he was a journalist and he's smoking a cigarette. It looks cool as fuck.
Yeah.
And then to the wall to the left of them, I have a framed photo of Ernest Hemingway pointing a Tommy gun at the photographer.
Okay.
I have a picture of John Steinbeck smoking.
You have so many pictures of people. It's crazy.
I have a picture of John Steinbeck smoking a cigarette, presumably in Monterey.
Okay.
By the ocean. And then I have a picture of Yukio Mishima holding a samurai sword with his shirt off, just posing that way. And then opposite of those photos, I have a sketch by Otto Dix, a self-portrait of him as a soldier in World War I.
Jesus Christ!
I have taste, you know.
I
have heroes. You know what's funny is Hemingway's so basic. You know what I mean? Super basic. But Hemingway's actually a very, very complex person.
Don't knock over the sign.
I'm not gonna knock over the sign. Hemingway, in some ways, could actually be considered feminist. In some ways, couldn't. In a lot of ways, couldn't.
Well, I hope he wasn't.
Steinbeck was a very
waiver.
I think Steinbeck was probably the most based in his ideals as far as authors of that era.
I hate that word. I hate that I used it earlier.
It's great.
Oh, it upsets me.
He's like a socialist. Steinbeck made his son meet the president. He made the president meet his son before his son went to Vietnam.
What?
As like a fuck you. And Yukio Mishima killed himself in an office while trying to commit a coup d'etat in Japan.
Oh. Okay.
Very cool guy. Otto Dix was
the guy who's pro-hero.
Yukio Mishima was a very, very complex human being that was tortured by a lot of aspects, but he wrote a book called Sun and Steel, which I wrote, which is kind of his like personal philosophy on life, and is very good.
And he orchestrated a coup.
So he was Yukio Mishima took over
now I gotta look this guy up.
Yukio Mishima. Paul Schrader made a great film about him.
All right, I do like Paul Schrader.
Yeah, fantastic. One of Paul Schrader's best films is about Yukio Mishima. Yukio Mishima made he basically took over. He held a Japanese general hostage in his office at a military academy in Japan, and then went out on a balcony, gave a speech about how they need to reinstate the Imperial Army of Japan. When the military students at the academy laughed at him during the speech, he went inside and immediately committed seppuku with a Japanese short sword, which honestly, very cool.
I'm sorry, go back to the part where what did he want to do that they disagreed?
He wanted to commit a coup d'etat and reinstate the imperial body of Japan.
No, and replace what?
Replace the kind of democratic government that
this
existed at the time.
this is a good thing.
That's what he wanted, because Yukio Mishima was about sun and steel. He was about an honorable, how life should be a splash of blood.
Are you saying that you support overthrowing democratically elected governments, or democratic, whatever?
I think democracy
presumably democratic.
As our friend who's the Indian fellow?
Huh?
Democracy is retarded.
Rajneesh.
Yes, Rajneesh.
Yeah.
there is a truth to that. In democracy, the experiment might.
He
have
never
failed
said
at this point.
democracy is retarded. He said the people are.
The people are retarded. That's the problem with democracy.
That does not mean that they need the imperial state reinstated.
I'll be real with you. Japan, the Pacific area would be a lot safer nowadays with imperial Japan, probably. With a militarized Japan.
It says the son. Mishima's work is characterized by its luxurious vocabulary and decadent metaphors, its fusion of traditional Japanese and modern Western literary styles, and its obsessive assertions of the unity of beauty, eroticism, and death.
Yeah.
He's probably fucking
he was gay as hell.
Autoerotic,
super gay.
asphyxiator as gay.
I mean,
Didn't he kill himself?
He was a
David Carradine
he was
style.
a homosexual.
Why do you say it like that? Like, why can't you just say he was gay?
Well, because I think people will maybe think I'm just making fun of him. He was a legitimate homosexual.
Fair enough. What is seppuku?
When he cut his stomach open.
Oh, good. This guy's really good. You know.
You would love to hang out with that guy. Super cool. He used to do this thing where his favorite form of exercise, because he was a bodybuilder. His favorite form.
He does not look like a bodybuilder.
Look at pictures of him shirtless. Look up Yukio Mishima shirtless.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
There we go. Hold on.
Look up Yukio Mishima shirtless.
I don't want to look at this guy shirtless. I don't care.
I mean, he's shredded.
I do not care
shredded.
I cannot stress to you enough how much I don't care if someone is shredded or not.
There's this great, his favorite form of exercise, but he would literally just raise his entire body by his elbows, and he would just hold it like that, like a plank.
Like a plank? Yeah, I do planks every day.
No, not like Yukio Mishima, dog.
I think I'm smarter and better than
Oh, there
this
he
guy.
is. Look at him. There he is. Look at him. Squatting.
Yeah, looks pretty fucking thin to me.
I mean,
this guy's a bodybuilder. Are you joking me?
Dude, I swear to God, if you keep talking shit and don't look up a picture of Yukio Mishima.
This is a picture of him. Literally, it's a photo of him on Wikipedia. What do you want from me? I didn't write the article.
I'm not even gonna put it up on the.
Arnold Schwarzenegger could his pinky could touch this guy and it'd knock him out. I don't mean any disrespect here, but now.
That's him.
Okay, that's nice lean muscle.
Look at him.
Yeah, that's lean muscle.
He has immensely lean muscle.
He doesn't look like a bodybuilder
look
at all.
Him. Yeah, no, bodybuilders can look like that. I mean, natty bodybuilders.
That's not a bodybuilder. That's like a.
He was shredded,
That's like a power forward on the Manchester United. That's not a.
Look at these amazing
bodybuilder.
Photos of him though, with a samurai sword.
It's
he looked
black
amazing.
and white. Yeah, he looks fine.
That's the picture I have hanging on my wall.
All right. Listen, I'm happy for everybody's successes in life. I just don't know why this guy is your big hero.
Because he's the man, dude.
Because he's
the fucking
against
man.
democratically elected government.
Because he believed in the
coup d'etats.
No, he just believed in an older time, and he believed in the beauty of he was much more base, and he knew. There's a reptilian part of our brains that knows that
based. Yeah, that really explains everything to me.
No, base, not based. Base, a base reptilian urge that all men have to be violent or no. Listen to me. Hear me out.
I'm listening. You're not saying anything that's making this guy seem compelling to me, or have any like that as if he has any moral compass.
So you know how Martin Scorsese, when he made Taxi Driver, he considered that his most feminist film because he said the natural end of man is like this autistic, isolated violence, right?
Okay.
Yukio Mishima understood that, and he understood it in a really beautiful way. He understood how lonely people can feel. He understood how the modern society.
He was the OG school shooter.
He was an OG incel. Yeah, he was an OG incel.
And you admire and respect this guy
because he understood. Of course, he fucked his ass off.
Because he leaned into his violent
not that he just
predilections
or
what?
He understood that modern. He was almost like a Japanese Ted Kaczynski. It was like it was very very strange. He understood the modern society is just like ruining this beauty, this base beauty that we have in our brains, and this desire
of
to
violence.
Not so much violence, just more.
I'm just saying this is how you're explaining it to me. Because
living life the way it should be lived.
I might actually read into this guy and really respect him and like him and
I'm sure you would.
Take something away from it. But I've got to say, the way you're explaining it to me, he seems like a bad person.
I've read him. I've read the
and
oh
not
that
everything is that black and white. Just because you're a bad person, that you don't have anything compelling or interesting about you. Obviously, you
obviously he does, or he wouldn't have been quoted by most.
Of course, no. I'm sure he has made significant contributions to the zeitgeist of the time. Yeah. Okay, but
he's one of the best authors of the 20th century.
Okay. Perhaps. Yeah. I mean, how many of his books have you read?
I've read 2. I've read Sun and Steel and the sea one.
Oh, golly. What's it called?
He might be a Red Scare listener.
He would definitely be a Red Scare listener.
Right-wing ideology or reactionary beliefs.
Yeah, if he was around today, he'd be listening to Red Scare right now.
I actually don't find them to really be reactionary. I think a lot of people would characterize
Red
them
Scare?
that way. Yeah,
Not at all.
I don't know, but I'm saying
reactionary is like mole bug and like weird, like fucking like right wing. That not at all.
I mean, they do be saying stuff that rubs people the wrong way, but I don't find that reactionary.
No.
I think they're always very well thought out in their opinions. But
you can be a reactionary person and be well thought out, but to consider Red Scare reactionary when it is obviously a liberal podcast, I don't think
liberal podcast. Like, what are you even saying right now? That couldn't even be further from the truth.
Listen, not liberal in your sense. I'm saying liberals in like people who believe in free thought and like.
Oh, sure.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Not liberal in the sense of
like,
that
what?
most. Not liberal in the Fox News sense. Liberal in the Fox.
Liberal doesn't even mean anything anymore. I've realized words don't.
Well, classically liberal.
Words,
let's say that.
Yeah, and by the way, jury's out on what that even means. Like, what are we talking?
Well,
are we talking
people who believe in freedom of
pre-Keynesian
thought.
economics, or are we talking like what are we talking here?
People who believe in freedom of thought, dialogue, stuff like that. Like obviously, Red Scare is a believer in that, and if you believe in that, then you're not reactionary, hook, line, and sinker. Sorry.
Yeah. After a speech screaming "Long live the emperor," he committed seppuku.
Yeah.
How do you say that word?
Seppuku.
Seppuku. Seppuku.
Yeah. And you know what? For someone who was embarrassed to follow through with suicide in a traditional manner and to follow what he believed in, respect for that.
How did he kill himself again?
He disemboweled himself with a knife.
Right. Jesus Christ.
A king, which by the way, even samurai.
Jesus Christ, you have to
by
be
the way,
so
Ida,
mentally ill.
Ida,
Holy
even
shit. Can you
samurai.
imagine? I mean, regular suicide, you gotta be like really fucking off your rocker.
Yeah.
But I mean, to disembowel
Ida,
yourself.
Ida, listen to me. It's such a gnarly way to kill yourself. Even samurai, and when they were still doing that stuff, even samurai would have a man standing behind them that would cut their head off when they first plunged the blade in their stomach.
It's dawning on me right now why women choose to listen to Taylor Swift, why they choose to do this light, just this
we can go back and forth on this all day.
Where you don't think. You just don't even think.
Yeah, why do you guys annoy us all the time? You know what I mean? Until
think.
we have to fucking commit seppuku,
Listen, that's a whole lot of your problem. I mean, everyone is so broken. Everybody is so broken. The human condition is just such a...
Mishima would agree with you. He was a fascinating person. And
I'm sure he was extremely fascinating.
Oh,
I'm reading about him right
probably
now.
love to hang out with him.
Imagine hanging out with By the way, I'm fascinated by a lot of people. That doesn't mean I want to like hang out with them.
But you would love to
what
hang out with a
saying?
gay
Like,
Japanese fascist. Come on now.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
You'd love to go to Earth Cafe with a gay Japanese fascist and have him talk
Yukio
about
Mishima, come on the podcast, please. Open invitation anytime you'd like.
Yeah.
Come hang, queen.
Yeah.
It'll be you, me, and Shinzo sitting up there in some little coffee shop
I'm so
in heaven.
sad he's dead. I just remembered he's
Or
dead.
purgatory.
That's so sad.
Whatever, dude.
God.
Anyways, whatever. I don't know anything about Japanese politics. I'm not going to sit here and act as though I do. I don't know about this
I
guy.
talked to you a little bit about Shinzo Abe.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about Shinzo. You don't know that much about it.
I know a bit more than the average person.
I mean, yes, we all. The fact that we even know his name, we know a bit more than the average person.
Yeah,
but,
exactly. Yeah,
you
true.
know what I'm talking about?
True,
Like
very
nobody
true,
knows who the
Queen.
fuck he is. Except the guy that killed him. He really knew about him. His family was like killed by. Anyways.
They killed his family?
Yeah, I mean that's why he killed Shinzo Abe.
Wait,
Fucked with his family. Something happened. I don't remember. Somebody somebody who does know what they're talking about politics.
Come in, Japanese political expert.
Told me about it. It was actually Felix who was telling me about it. I should have him just come mansplain all of this stuff to me because I don't know any of it. What was I gonna say? Succession. Succession has ended.
Okay, I want. Give me.
Do you know? What?
No. Stop. I'm gonna stop real quick. I'm gonna ask you give me.
Okay.
Explain to me how you've just like the emotions you're feeling.
Like at this present moment?
About Succession.
None whatsoever. About Succession currently at this present moment? What's weird is like right now I feel like nothing. Like I feel truly nothing. But Succession, the ending, I was feeling a range of emotions as I was watching it, but mostly I felt robbed. I just felt robbed that this was we weren't given the proper due time, I think, to really allow some of these storylines to develop in a natural way.
The director's English though, right?
Yeah, Jesse Armstrong, who's brilliant.
They do things different over there.
I know that. I
They do
understand
things
that,
different
but
over
I
there.
don't think that this is I don't think that this should have been. You know, he actually said something where he said he was waiting for somebody to talk him out of ending the show at season 4, and nobody did.
Interesting.
So that's a bit upsetting. I really think 5 would have been good. I think 6 actually could have been great, but 5 I would have accepted. I think 5 would have made sense, but 4, it's just not enough time.
Ida.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something?
Sure, John. We're on a podcast. You may.
They're probably going to come out with a 5th season.
If they do, I will be so happy.
I know.
And they're not going to come out with a 5th season. If they do, I think they did leave a door wide open for a Tom and Greg spinoff, and I think nobody is talking about that. But I think that the door is wide open for that. They also never showed us, the body. You got to show us the body. They never showed us the body. They just kind of said he could be alive. We don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Logan Roy probably arranged Epstein's death.
Yeah.
We don't know. But you know what I was thinking about?
What?
Do you want to look up some of these old legacy media families and just kind of like see what they're like? Like, I want to see succession, like the Redstones, and the Redstones changed their name from Rothstein to Redstone because they didn't want to be mixed up with Arnold Rothstein, who famously was the Jewish mafia who worked with Lucky Luciano, who kind of mentored Lucky Luciano, and
it's very funny how the Jewish mafia exists in the United States, and it's kind of like this unspoken thing. It's how the Italian mafia and the Irish mafia kind of take over, but they're very important.
Yeah.
I mean, Mickey Cohen in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
He's a Jew.
Yeah.
He's a Jew.
I don't know much about him, but I know of him.
Well, the mafia never took hold in L.A. because the LAPD literally created a death squad that would kill mafia members.
Really?
So it was called Gangster Squad.
So we can't take care of the homeless problem, but we can take care of that.
Well, this is in the
That's
40s. So basically, because they said we can't have any rigmarole in this city, can't have any mafia rigmarole in this city because of Hollywood.
Right.
We have to protect these Hollywood folk. So the LAPD literally created a death squad that would go and just kill pimps, kill low-end mafia members, and then eventually kill Mickey Cohen.
Oh.
Yeah. It was that's why LA never had a mafia history like Chicago, New York, because the LAPD literally was just like, oh, we're not going to do things judicially. We're just going to do it extrajudicially. Just start killing people in the mafia.
Okay, word.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool part of our history.
Now, if they could apply those same tactics to...
I'm a big supporter of community-based justice systems. Just throwing that out there.
Anarchy. You're a big fan of anarchy.
I think community-based justice systems are an anarchy.
Huh?
It's not anarchy.
It kind of sounds like
I think if somebody robs a liquor store, the what should happen to the person robbing the liquor store should be a conversation between the person who robbed the liquor store owner, liquor store owner, and the community in which the liquor store is. It should be a group of people who sit down and talk about it.
That's anarchy. Who's going to sit there and talk about a robbery?
Anarchy.
Who's sitting around talking about what?
I think if somebody robbed the liquor store because they were broke or a drug addict, should be able to sit down and talk to the owner of the liquor store, give the money back, and potentially apologize, and then that's that.
In what fantasy world does this ever happen
It's not a fantasy
this way?
world. It happens in a lot of third world countries.
And why is it incumbent upon the liquor store owner to have to fucking hear this guy out? Why should he have to?
It happens in a lot of third world countries. They have.
I'm sure it does, but I'm just saying, like, that. Why would we want to lower our standards to that of the third world countries when it comes to?
Sometimes third world countries are a lot better off than the way we are in certain ways.
Okay, but if someone robs my store, I'm calling the cops.
Yeah, and
I'm calling the cops,
what if the guy who robbed your liquor store came to you? The cops caught him, right? Obviously, the cops caught him, and then he was like,
"Hey." And then
they
handle it. And
no. The cops sit him down in front of you, and then there's a little jury of your peers around you, the people who live in the community.
Oh my god, am I getting paid for this? Like, I'll be at the Glendale Galleria. I do not need.
What if the guy's like, "Hey, I'm really sorry. I'm a drug addict, and I really needed money that night. My child, I have a wife and a kid, and I'm a drug addict.
I'm a drug addict, and I have a wife and a kid. How about you go fuck your mother? You should be in prison, and your child should be.
That's up to you to say.
They don't want to confront me with that.
I know.
I'll throw the book at this asshole. I do not care.
And then the community goes, you know what, Ida, we agree with you. And then the police go, all right, we're taking him away.
The problem is I have to spend time out of my day telling this guy what's what. I shouldn't have to do that. My tax dollars go to somebody.
Anyways, if you get robbed, Queen, it's just going to be the cops are going to question you.
Well, I don't want to take part in some civil arrest. I want the guy. I want the cops to come. They can deal with it. I don't want to talk to some fucking bum. Are you kidding me? I talk to enough bums every fucking day. I walk down the street. Bum. bum, homeless person, guy wielding screwdriver, woman exposing herself on the 110. I mean,
God,
every
I've
day.
seen so many homeless tits.
Look at my. I mean, you should be so lucky. I mean, listen to this. These are my citizen notifications from today.
Read them to me.
Pistol packing duo robbed person. This is 38 minutes ago. No lie. It's amazing. Honestly, Citizen is like, it's like what I imagine watching soap operas were for housewives in the 90s. So it's two male suspects brandished handguns and took the victim's cell phone at Chevy Chase Park in Atwater Village.
Chevy Chase Park?
Yeah. Woman exposing herself 0.4 miles away. Who are you obsessively checking your text over? Are you waiting are you waiting on some gal to send you a lovely text?
Yeah, my lady.
It's very obvious, the obsession. Brazen Lamborghini heist. I love this because there's a key.
Brazen Lamborghini. Is this
Honestly,
like gangbusters in the 1930s? The Brazen Lamborghini heist.
I want to put it out there that I would love to be the one that writes the notifications for the Citizen app, because I think that whoever writes them is they have literary prowess. They really do. Brazen Lamborghini heist. The suspect broke into a key box and stole a BMW and a Lamborghini in West LA near the 405 freeway.
Wow.
Tapped for surveillance video from the pre-dawn hours. I love this.
Very fucking cool, actually.
Honestly, this is better writing than the AP. Truly. Like, the notifications are better. Man with rifle in Westlake.
Okay.
Auto fire spread to building. Check your medicine. Oh, I love this one. As of this week, eye drops infected with drug-resistant bacteria took the lives of 4 people and blinded 18. Open to learn which brands to avoid.
Wow, that's intense.
Gun pulled during Snapple. Officers state that the man left on foot after pulling out a handgun and taking 2 Snapples from a Wilshire pharmacy.
Oh, poor guy.
Rubbish fire reported. I love it. What are we, British now?
Rubbish fire.
Rubbish fire in the garage. Officer involved shooting.
I told you what happened at Union Station like 4 weeks ago.
No, someone die?
Somebody got shot with rubber bullets.
Hell yeah.
He was brandishing a knife and the cops fucking unloaded on him with rubber
Fucking
bullets. And
get
all I heard
him.
were people screaming. It was
I'm
crazy.
just so sick. I'm so sick of the homeless crisis in LA. I'm so
sick of the
fucking
homeless
sick
crisis.
of it.
Sick
I'm
of the gender
so
dialogue. Sick of a lot of shit.
Get them out of here. Put them somewhere. I
It's
don't
not
care
their
where.
fault.
Hey, nobody wants to say it. I'll say it. Get them out of my sight. Get them out of my sight. I'm sick of it. You know, I'll be no longer invited to any leftist gathering. It's fine. Get them out of here. There's too many There's too many fucking people on the street. You're literally endangering the lives of working class people. By the way, leftists, that's what's happening. Everyday people making their commutes, you know, from one coffee shop to another, writing their screenplays, feel unsafe.
You know what's crazy though? It's really is you know the opium wars in China.
Yeah.
Like, I think the drug addiction percent in San Francisco is like 5%, which is crazy. That's nuts. Like 5 in 100 people are drug addicts. Like, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. What's the rate here?
And the rate here is probably something similar. But the thing is like the opium wars in China, it feels like 30% of people were drug addicts.
Yeah, no,
isn't that nuts? This isn't something that hasn't.
Yeah, I know about Mao and the whole.
That was before Mao.
Getting them off the opiates.
But wait, was it before? Maybe not. Anyways, it's a local government, and there's also an industry keeping it around, man.
Yeah, man.
It's like people's jobs depend on homeless people being out there. I know people whose jobs depend on there being a continuous homeless crisis. It's fucking insane.
Unhoused in the
put them in a fucking put them on a farm in the Central California in the valley and just.
If you say unhoused, you should be forcibly removed from your home by the government.
I had a close
and
friend.
Homeless people should then live in your home.
I call them bums, and I had a close friend look at me and go, "You mean homeless people?" And I was like, "What the houseless people?" I said, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Oh yeah, houseless.
Shut the fuck up.
That's actually more insulting.
It is. It's like, shut the fuck up, pussy.
Yeah,
It's insane.
Yeah,
I was like, God.
No, I don't.
Dude, do you remember? Do you remember when you were a kid and saying "get a job" was a thing?
I mean, it's always been a thing.
No, I remember as a dude.
What?
I remember I'd be in Old Town Pasadena as a little kid. There'd be tons of crust punks and bums on the street. That was back in the day when Old Town had crust punks. You know what crusties are?
No.
It's like dudes with like patch jackets and dreadlocks and dogs, and they'd be on the street, and they're crust punks. They're like punks, but they're like weird, and they're all like trust fund kids or whatever. They'd be on the street, they'd be stinky, they'd have the dogs. And I remember I'd be like walking down the street in Old Town Pasadena, I'd literally see guys in business suits walk by and go, get a fucking job. They would tell the people.
Well, that's a little ridiculous.
That kicks ass.
I don't know.
That's amazing. Yeah,
I kind of say, okay. See, I say one thing and then you take it like 50 steps to the other end.
That's because I'm your. They
should die.
I'm your right hand.
No.
Because I'm the right hand of this dictatorship, and I'm the enforcer.
No. It's because you have a lot of unaddressed rage in certain areas, as do I. But
Queen,
not.
You're okay. Hello, Pot. This is Kettle.
Well, because here's the thing. On one episode, you said you wanted to kill them. On the next episode, you said you wanted there to be an army that you have of homeless people.
Yeah, I flip flop. I'm like John Kerry.
I'm like John Kerry.
I'm like John Kerry.
That's pretty good. Yeah. All right, fair
what
enough.
are we watching? Sumner Redstone.
This is Sumner Redstone on Rupert Murdoch. I haven't even seen this.
The fuck is this old goy?
One media mogul talking about another media mogul.
All right.
He's also an heir of, I believe his dad was another media magnate.
Yeah, we did Titanic with them. We're sort of competitors.
Competitors, yeah.
If there were any business, we did Titanic with them. We were partners. Titanic. But we don't have an ongoing strong business relationship with him.
Imagine how many mint juleps that guy's had.
I met with him and John Dolgen and Michael Eisner only a few weeks ago to discuss all kinds of problems, including encryption of our product.
This is boring.
I love his shit.
I like him.
I was curious to think of such giants, if you'll forgive that term, as you and Rupert Murdoch and the others who...
well, because Succession was Logan Roy is based off of mostly Rupert Murdoch, but it is kind of an amalgamation of a lot of these media moguls, like the Maxwells, the Sinclairs, this guy Sumner, a bunch of people
have come to.
How much money is this guy worth?
Space
billions.
In our business.
How many billions?
I don't know.
Are any of you so big that you can't be bought out by the others?
Well, in the first place, you can't buy Viacom out because I control it. I'm the only one who literally has absolute control of a company. So
he owns Viacom?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
That's kick-ass, dude.
I don't think it's a matter of size, though.
Now it's kick-ass.
I just want to be on his ranch, dude.
See, you really do flip-flop like crazy.
I flip-flop like crazy. Well,
it's unbelievable.
I want to sit on his ranch. I want to wake up in the morning. I want to be like a guest on his ranch.
It's like this Stewie. It's this Stewie said this quote for Stewie Hosseini from Succession, who shared my Instagram post. I was very excited because I'm a big Succession.
What?
Yeah.
Who's Stewie?
I was joking that he was going to be my Iranian husband because finally I marry a private equity investor and make my Iranian family proud. But he said, the hell did he say? It was so funny. He said, I can promise you that I'm spiritually and emotionally and ethically and morally behind whoever wins. So.
What do you mean?
Like, that's what you are.
Yes. No. Yes. Well, here's what I know
like,
about history.
He owns Viacom. In any other instance, you'd be like, nah, fuck that. But now you're seeing a human version of him. You're like, I'd love to go to this fucking ranch.
Here's what I know about history.
Who wouldn't?
Rebel rousers always are the first to die. So, what you got to do is you got to just kind of follow the zeitgeist, and then when the zeitgeist kind of settles, the dust settles, then you become a rebel rouser, and that's how you become Joseph Stalin.
By then, you're already corrupted, and it's too late.
No, that's how you become a Joseph Stalin character.
Well, whatever.
Percentage of the stock he owns.
I'm
not interested in being bought out. I'm interested in going ahead.
Well, would you be interested in buying
News
Corp?
Well, no.
News Corp is
one studio's enough. It's hard enough to make good pictures.
The pictures.
If we had two studios, we still wouldn't try to make more than 17 or 18 pictures a year. No, we're not interested
love
in
this
that
guy's
kind
accent.
of
That's the Boston
acquisition.
Brahmin accent.
I used to say, as we did each deal, this is it. It's over. But I've learned from living with myself that it's never over.
Yeah, it's a constant cycle they all need to go to. I mean, this is him on acquiring Paramount. This guy just bought Paramount. Imagine buying Paramount.
$2 billion ex-friend.
I don't have to imagine, dude.
Who ended the fray after we actually had a contract, and that was a fierce battle.
So here's the point, right? It doesn't take much to get into people's ears.
like this, right? You just got to get in their circle.
Well, that's very difficult.
I know it's very difficult.
That's extremely. So it's an impenetrable circle. Often, usually.
Did I ever tell you? You know Galpin Ford?
No.
So Galpin Ford is a Ford dealership in the Valley, and Galpin Ford is, for a time, was the #1 selling Ford dealership in the United States. So the my father bought like 7 or 8 cars from Galpin Ford. So every time we go there, we get the
7 or 8 cars.
Yeah.
Oh, like over an extended...
Over the course of an extended period of time. So every time we go there, we get the #1 salesman. They knew who we were. We'd get free dinner at the fucking cafe they had there. And I remember I was a little kid, and I was sitting in the office of the #1 salesman at Galpin Ford, who's the #1 Ford salesman in the nation. Right?
Oh.
So this guy is very, very, not who you think he was, by the way. He was very, like, stolid.
Okay.
Very by the numbers guy, not very charismatic at all. He just knew how to sell cars.
Okay.
So sitting in his office, and I remember along the wall of his office was pictures of the owner of Galpin Ford. So it was Galpin, whoever the hell that Galpin was. And in those photos, there was 3 photos. There was a picture of him with Ronald Reagan. There was a picture of him with Henry Kissinger, and there's a picture of him with Mother Teresa. So this is the #1 Ford dealership owner in the United States.
What's he really do?
He's in the ear of Henry Kissinger and Ronald Reagan.
So what does he actually do?
Sells fucking cars.
Get out of town.
Yes. No, not the car salesman. The owner of the dealership.
Oh.
So that's about. I mean, a very, very complicated, hard thing to do to have the #1 Ford dealership in the United States. But that guy could have sat down next to Henry Kissinger and been like, hey, Laos is kind of annoying me.
Yeah,
I sell Fords, but Laos is kind of annoying me. And maybe Henry Kissinger went home that night and was like,
Henry
maybe we should
not
fucking
exactly
bomb
the
Laos.
same. Well, Henry Kissinger is not exactly the same thing
But
as
it's
one
not,
of these media
but you can-
moguls.
I know.
He was not.
Well, I'm saying it's not that you could get in these guys' ears just doing something as normal as owning a very successful car
Well, here's what you
dealership.
really do. Like, if you're in my position, you become an assistant. You work your way up. You start fucking one of them. You just start fucking one of the moguls.
That's how you get killed.
No.
That's how you get killed.
It's how you secure.
They'll kill bitches.
They're not all getting killed. Like this is
you're getting killed.
For what? What am I doing that's gonna get me killed?
If you do anything sassy, they're gonna fucking execute you.
That's not really how it
They're gonna
works.
throw you
Well,
in the
all of
Hudson.
Logan Roy's wives ended up at this funeral. Carrie being one of them, and it's not. They're not exactly mafia members. I mean, sure they operate similarly in many ways, but no, I mean that it is certainly they're not just gonna kill you. Often they'll give you a board seat somewhere that doesn't matter probably if you're a woman, but or if you're just one of the. Actually, in fact, there's a lot of main players in Succession. There's like this whole subsect of people on Twitter that are upset that Shiv. Ended up like her mother, but most women end up like their mothers. Nobody wants to admit that, Nobody wants to admit that
most men end up like their fathers.
I mean, and these days,
Your goal as a person is to shake the chains of your parents. Let's just throw that.
Yeah, nobody ever seems. It always seems like in the pursuit of trying to be anything other than your parents, you end up becoming exactly them.
You have to literally actively think: is this something I was trained to do?
But even then, John,
I know you'll never shake it.
You'll never shake it. You'll never really shake it.
But it's
I mean, certainly, like circumstances change, and your surroundings might be different, but often you just are who you're raised by in so many ways that you don't want to accept. People just don't want to accept that, but it is often what it is. But yeah, I mean, these people, the Maxwells, the Sinclairs, the Murdochs, the Carnegies, these are the people that run the world. I mean, that's why a show like Succession ending so soon just, and I would understand if Rupert Murdoch was dead, but he's not dead. He's alive. These people are still, they're cockroaches. You can't really kill them.
Well, we're about to enter a very dramatic stage in our nation's history. So
they say that every other day. What's the dramatic stage this time? What's the stage this time?
We're about to enter an immense depression, so we'll see how it goes.
I mean, we've been supposed to enter one for a while, but...
Well, that almost happened in 2008, and it's going to happen for real very soon. It's already happening.
It's already happening. I mean, everything's so expensive. It's like, I don't think that there's going to be a defining moment of this depression. I think it's so all-encompassing.
Do you remember when gas was $2.25 here? Were you here then?
No.
It was happening while you were living here.
There was gas
It was not $2.25. It was that in Texas. It was $3 something was the lowest it was here.
I remember
the
there was a minute it was during the OPEC deal when Saudi Arabia was refusing to sell gas to us. It was years ago. Gas is $2.25 a gallon.
I don't think I was living here. This is pre-pandemic. I don't think I was here.
Oh, pre-pandemic.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. I mean, I was here pre-pandemic, but
I remember
I drove through. I drove
through
for like 9-10 months.
Ohio during the pandemic, right at the beginning. Gas was $1.90 a gallon in Ohio.
Yeah, in Texas, I remember it was in Texas pretty recently. It was like $2.99, $3 a gallon. It's crazy. That was like a few months ago.
It's as if a tax has been levied upon me, and it's really disgusting.
Well, what's a problem?
My
is
electric
that
bill's nuts.
Everybody's is because we don't have a choice other than to
insane.
use. I know you use something different because you're in Pasadena, but
Pasadena has its own electric.
It has
company,
its own, but everywhere else in LA, you're forced to use the LADWP. So the monopolies on the electric grid are like you truly don't have a choice but to pay an arm and a leg. I mean, LA's.
But the LADWP does have loan forgiveness programs as opposed to Pasadena. You can literally call DWP and say, it's impossible for me to pay this, and they'll work with you.
Well, because they know that you don't have any other choice.
Yeah.
They know you literally don't have another
City
choice.
Hall the other day, and I said, my electric bill during December, January was $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
I've been catching up with that with my roommates for 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the Pasadena Water and Power, and I was like, listen, guys, like it's just becoming too much.
Yeah.
And it's becoming I'm not considering myself in debtor's prison, but it's just becoming a point where I'm just going, it's just going to take me far too long than a reasonable amount of time to pay this off because I'm working with roommates. I'm trying to make things fair. And they were like, no, we can't do anything about it. And, I go to City Hall to pay all my bills.
What? What are you, like 85?
Yeah,
you write a check at the grocery
like Batman,
store?
Dude. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I like to do things in
You're like the old woman holding everybody up?
Yeah, I just like being in
why do you
City
do this?
Hall.
Do you feel like it's like you feel like you're
I like doing things in person because I feel like I can swoon people. And then the other thing is I like just being a part of like the city. So I like going there. So like I'll go to last time I went to City Hall, there was like a little meeting happening in the front, and they had like a bunch of like.
You see people get married?
Huh?
You see people going and getting married at City Hall?
No. People taking wedding photos because Pasadena City Hall is beautiful.
Is it? Okay.
It's a stunning.
I bet. I
City
love
Hall.
Pasadena so much.
But I remember I went there and they had like a little outdoor meeting they're having, and the police chief was there, and they had like all these people there, and they had a little like buffet set up, and I took some food. And
you're going to City Hall making yourself a plate.
I made a plate at City Hall. I was like sitting there and like nobody said anything to me.
John goes to City Hall. He's like hanging out with judges. He's like, you gonna eat that?
I went to the mayor's office once and I asked to speak to the mayor.
Yeah.
It was, and they like, I think they thought I was like I was like Travis Bickle or something, but like I was like, I want to meet the mayor. And they were like, why? And I was like, because like I want to meet the mayor.
I want the key to the city.
I should be able to meet the mayor.
And did they say like, okay, sure?
They said he was too busy right now.
Of course, John. What did you think?
Like,
were you going to try to shoot the mayor?
Kind of bullshit that I can't just meet the mayor.
Why would you just be able to meet the mayor?
I
That's
should be
insane.
able to, because I fucking live there. I should be able to meet the
do you know
mayor.
how many people live in Pasadena?
Put a face to your fucking. How many people in Pasadena want to meet the mayor?
Actually, maybe the most
He has a
narcissistic
duty.
thing you've
He has a
ever
duty.
said.
No. I was doing it for the people.
You should meet the mayor.
I was doing it for the goddamn people. Everyone should be able to meet the mayor whenever they want. The mayor is a fucking.
You were trying to get the mayor to waive your electric bill. Let's be honest.
That'd be sick if he did. No, I wasn't. But I did just want to get a photo. What I really wanted is a photo of me with this mayor of Pasadena on my Instagram.
So you could put it next to Hiroshima, whatever.
I have a picture of me like shaking his hand on Instagram. I'd put like very exciting things coming up, and that would be
nobody would know who the fuck
exactly.
he is.
But it'd be very funny if I had a picture with the mayor.
You need to track down Rick Caruso, get a picture with him. Like when I
Rick.
Yeah, I should use my Conor McGregor picture more, but I don't. I don't use it for anything.
Well, he doesn't have really any power in much. He owns a whiskey company.
No, but people, I didn't know how
champ.
big of a deal he was until after my encounter with him. Yeah, and then
two
now
bells at the same time. Pretty big deal in the fighting world.
What's the deal with Burbank IKEA? Is that like a...
Oh, it's always been there. It's a great IKEA. What's wrong with it?
I don't know. It's just I want to go get lunch at IKEA, which I know sounds crazy, but
I've done that.
I would like to go get lunch at IKEA. I've done it before. It's
they have
fun.
a great apple soda.
Yeah, that's probably so much sugar, but I want to get the Swedish meatballs, and I just want to like have an experience at IKEA. But I hate the idea of going to IKEA because they trap you.
Yeah, it's like you have to navigate through like a labyrinth with like a centaur before you get to the fucking Swedish meatballs.
Before you can leave, it's Pan's Labyrinth. Like before you can leave, it's like some weird Stanford prison experiment shit where they trap you in there so that you have to walk through the entire store again just to get out, just in case there were any purchases
and the Burbank IKEA is quite large.
I imagine so.
It's very big.
They're all large. Have you ever been to a small IKEA? To no such thing.
I mean, the Burbank IKEA is like something out of like Black Mirror.
I doubt it's as big as the Texas ones, like the suburban ones in Texas.
I'm going to be honest with you. The Burbank IKEA is like something like if Mad Max existed and there was a post-apocalyptic world, the Burbank IKEA would have like its own civilization inside of it with like people like dressed in blue. I just don't see how it could
be bigger than like a smaller suburban area of Texas that has just
well, you guys have mega churches and shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like massive amounts of space down there.
Yeah. Do you have mega Catholic churches? Is that a thing?
Yeah, they have Catholic churches.
But like mega churches?
Yeah, like Hillsong where they all sit around and they. Is
that Catholic?
I don't know if it's Catholic.
It's probably not Catholic.
I don't think mega churches exist for Catholics. I think it's like antithetical to their entire.
The fucking Vatican, bro.
Now hold on, let me ask you things since you're talking about Catholicism. By the way, Martin Scorsese is in his Trad-Cath era. He's coming out with a movie about the Pope. Called up the Pope and said, "I want to make a movie."
Have you seen Shia LaBeouf's movie? The Padre Pio film. You'll love the trailer. You should turn it on right now. He's in a Trad-Cath fucking phase.
I'm good, but
we can't watch trailers.
Well, we're trying to have a conversation instead of pulling up a video every 5 seconds. But I do want to know why you're. What is your religious stand? Like, where are you religiously? I know you're a flip flopper.
I pray.
Where's John Kerry today with his religion?
I pray and I read the Bible occasionally.
Okay.
I don't attend service, but I went to a baptism recently and I attended the service there.
Okay. So you're not really like, okay, I thought you were like leaning into like some Christian shit where you're like trying to pretend like you're Christian. So you're not.
I mean, I pray and I read the
praying
Bible.
Does not make you Christian. I mean, everybody prays.
Yeah, faith is, the opposite of sin is not virtue, but faith.
Yeah, you've said this before. Yeah. Whatever. That doesn't make you Christian, just to pray.
I have faith.
Okay, fair. But
I wouldn't be praying if I didn't have
But you're not like
faith.
an active Christian. Like
I'm an active Christian in that I pray to God, Jesus.
Okay, but do you think Jesus died for our sins?
Yes.
Since when?
Since honestly, since I was like in high school. Like I always knew that was
Come on, John.
I always knew Jesus was the
John.
guy. Like I wasn't like I always knew Jesus was the guy. It was just kind of like in the back of my head instead of in the forefront of my head. But I've realized that praying is actually really meditative. Like
when you pray, what do you say? Like what do you say?
I do the prayer of St. Francis first.
Oh, it's not even like an original prayer. You're just like saying some shit somebody else thought about.
Well, the thing is, you pray with saints.
I would also choose Catholicism because it's like somebody has the prayer already written out, so you don't even have to write anything.
Well, I do the prayer of St. Francis. I don't end it there, and then I pray for things that are more personal to me, and then I end it.
Here's what I do. When I see a dandelion, when I'm taking a walk, I pick that dandelion, I make a wish, like on some weird spiritual 11:11 shit.
Yeah, let's see if there's dandelions in hell.
But random prayers to me are the same thing as like the dandelion.
No, well, praying to, I mean,
you're still manifesting a wish that you hope to come to fruition. I don't.
Do you know the prayer of St. Francis?
No, tell me. What is it?
Okay, hold on a second. Holy shit! When I'm at the point, I get like nervous. Hold on. What was that again? Oh Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there's hatred, let me sow love. Where there's injury, pardon. Where there's doubt, faith. Where there's despair, hope. Where there's darkness, light. And where there's sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that we may seek not so much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, and be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in dying that we are. It was in giving that we received. It is in parting that we are pardoned. It is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Amen.
That's beautiful.
It's very beautiful. It's an ancient prayer.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Now, if I say that 5 times, looking in front of the mirror, am I a Christian?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so by John's standard, it's a pretty low. Like you don't have to do much.
You're praying with St. Francis to God. So people shit on Catholics. A lot of Protestants shit on Catholics because they pray to saints. No, Catholics pray with saints. They invoke saints to help them pray.
So you're saying what's your denomination then?
I'm Catholic.
Is that what you grew up?
I grew up Catholic, yes.
Okay.
I was actually baptized Catholic quite late in my life. I was baptized at like 5 years old.
Oh, do you remember it?
No.
Really?
I remember my first communion.
Okay, you don't remember being baptized? Like they kind of like dip you they kind of drown you a little, right?
No, they just pour a little water on your head.
Oh, okay.
I saw baptism like last week. Yeah, it's just a little. It's warm water too. It's not even like comfortable.
how much of the Bible have you read? Like how many chapters in?
I like Psalms because Psalms is more like it's just like different things. I've read Genesis.
I like Revelations.
You would like Revelations. So the thing about Revelations,
I like the Doomsday part.
So the cool thing about like if you actually look into the apostles, they're like intensely interesting. John the Baptist, who's the man who wrote Revelations, is the man who baptized Jesus, and he was Jesus's cousin. Some argue that fact because, like, in ancient times, cousin could have meant anything, they say. But the thing is there's a lot of Coptic Christian sects that actually worship John the Baptist as the Messiah. So, like, Jesus was the prophet, right? But you had John the Baptist, who was kind of like this wild man that was older, that wore, like, animal skins, who was, like, way more badass.
It's interesting that he has your name and that you particularly like this.
Well, John the Baptist wrote Revelations. I'm named after John the Baptist.
Now, how much of this is related to John's narcissistic dreamscape?
Exactly.
No.
I mean, no, but
is it a coincidence that this man has your name?
The most important, so the list of saints goes, like, you know, of course, the tip top is, it's not a saint, but the tip top is the Holy Trinity, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, and God.
Yeah.
And then below that, you have Mary, the mother of Christ. And then below that, you have John the Baptist. He's the third most important person in the Christian kind of like ideology. So he's just and there's a lot of Coptic Christian sects who actually worship John the Baptist in the place of Jesus. Because if Jesus wasn't born, John the Baptist would have probably been the prophet in his place.
I have to be honest. I don't understand anything.
It's so interesting when you start diving into it. And I'm going to be honest with you. Religion's just very interesting to me.
I took a world religions class in college.
So fascinated with Islam.
I think
that Islam's so fascinating.
Well, it makes sense because you're Abrahamic, and you'd probably like it better because it's a quicker read, so you'd probably enjoy the Quran.
Judaism doesn't really interest me as much because there's some weird ass shit in Judaism though that's really interesting.
Okay, let's just be honest. There's some weird ass shit in all of it. Okay.
Yeah, the Book of Enoch's wild.
It's all.
The Book of
wild.
Enoch is wild.
I took a world religions class, and I had a really, really good professor, actually. Shout out to Professor Howard. He was in Dallas. He was so good. And actually, I almost took a class with who would be the king of Iran if the Qajar dynasty was still there, but now he's just a math professor in Plano.
Well, good for him.
He's just chilling. But yeah, my professor, we took a survey the very first day, or like a questionnaire, and like he wanted to it was anonymous, so you didn't have to put your name in, but he wanted to see how many people in the class were religious, and I don't know, it's probably like 80 people in this class, and every single one of them chose that they were religious with the exception of 2 people. I was mind blown. I was shocked. Yeah, I thought I would be. Yeah, I was agnostic. Yeah, I was non-religious.
Oh, well, agnostic isn't non-religious. You're open to the idea.
Huh?
You're open to the idea.
That's not true. I'm open to, but the problem is that I won't. Nothing is really going to convince me because the idea of agnosticism is that we can't know. That there is no way to know. I mean, yeah, it's Gnosticism is knowledge,
you need
and
an experience with the ultimate reality in order for you to become religious.
Well, Gnostic is to have knowledge, and then A is to be without. Is lack of, so lack of knowledge.
But all you're missing is that
I don't even like the label of agnosticism because labeling it at all makes it feel as though it's a declaration of some sort of known, information. Whereas the whole point is that we don't know. I can't know. You know what was one of my favorite South Park? Oh, God, I wish I could play it. There's a great set, the Agnostic Household in South Park.
I forgot that, but it sounds so familiar.
Damn it! I wonder if we'd get flagged.
We would. Let's do it on Patreon.
Yeah, we'll do it on Patreon. But it's like it's literally a 1.5-minute clip. But
is it we might know?
Yeah.
I think I remember that now. Yeah.
This is the agnostic. Oh God!
Right on Patreon. We're gonna switch over soon.
We're gonna switch over soon, but it's such a phenomenal clip. I mean, Matt Stone and Trey Parker are just
phenomenal.
There's a new season out, I think, of South Park. I haven't watched.
I haven't followed South Park in years.
I'm gonna watch it pretty soon. We're just lucky that we still have a show like that on the air. But yeah, no, it was so weird to me that like almost everybody in that class in college too was pretty religious. I mean, this is Texas, but it's a pretty populated. It's the Dallas metropolitan area. Like I was pretty surprised.
I mean, I think a lot of people are just waiting for that push. And it's funny is like I was sitting. I haven't been to a Catholic mass I went to one this year and it was really shitty. I went to one with my mom.
I bet I've been to more than you have.
Catholic masses? No, you have not.
Yeah, my uncle is Catholic. I went to a lot of them during Christmas.
I had to go every month for 4 years.
Okay, I didn't.
So anyways,
no.
Anyway, so I went to one with my mother and the Catholic mass was not good. They had this new priest there that sucked. But I went to one in.
You do Yelp reviews on priests?
Oh yeah, totally. I went to one in my hometown,
Mhm.
and they had a good ass priest, and he was
Really?
a bad dude. And I remember he gets up, and his sermon was about which I haven't heard anything like this from Catholics, because Catholics just aren't like this. But his sermon was about it is your moral imperative and duty as a Catholic to evangelize, and I was like, whoa. That's crazy. He was like, you have to turn people towards the Catholic faith. It is your duty. You are not a Catholic unless you evangelize. And I was like, that is wild. I haven't heard the term evangelizing Catholic. It's kind of like Catholics are kind of like.
What do you mean by wild? Did you agree with this?
I mean, if he says, if the priest is saying it, you have to agree with it. You know what I mean? Like he's the guy.
No,
he's the guy. If you're Catholic, that's the dude. He's like, listen, you got to turn people towards your faith. Your duty is not done on this earth until you turn.
You need to watch The Sopranos, John, because there's a lot of shit with the
they're
Catholic
Italians,
faith.
yeah.
You've
But they're
really
Sicilians,
gotta
and they're
watch.
weird. You would love folk Catholicism. That's like Sicilian shit.
Would I? Would I love it?
Weird Korean Catholicism, Mexican Catholicism, Sicilian Catholicism.
I like Mexican
Yeah.
Catholicism because I like the candles with Jesus on
Well, they have
them, and
the
I like
Saint
the,
of Death and all those folk
that
saints
rocks,
that are great.
dude.
Yeah,
I love the darkness
narco
and
saints,
and the imagery from Mexican religion. I find it to be really beautiful and really
I do
moving.
like my hometown church because the Jesus there is extra bloody. He is bleeding.
Okay, I don't like that. Why
It's
why
so
do
gnarly.
why do you like that?
It's the truth. The
Why
man
do you
was
like
fucking,
to see?
The man was
Why do you
flayed.
want to see that? This is what I don't
He
understand.
was
Why do they
flayed.
want to see? Yeah, who wants to
You have
see
to
that?
You have to remind people
Who
what
wants
he
to
did,
see
what
that?
happened to the man.
Why? Why do we
Because
constantly have to be
the pain
reminded
he
of
went-
it?
That's the thing. Is the pain he went
But you're
through as
looking at
far
it like
as
it's
sins.
gnarly. It's
No,
horrific.
it kicks ass. He
It
was,
does
he,
not
he
kick
did all
ass.
that so that he could, and then he went through all
So
that.
that some retard could look at it and
then
say
he
how gnarly it
rose.
is.
He rose after 3 days after going through all that, and then
Christ.
fucking absolved of all his sins. He was the man.
We're gonna watch Religulous, classic Bill Maher.
I'll fucking
Go
kill Bill
upstairs.
Maher, dude.
What are you saying right now? You can't say that shit. No, you won't. He's joking.
In Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
Yeah, fuck you, Bill Maher.
Jesus. I mean,
Getting away with my
stop
people.
saying fuck you to people. It's like, what are you talking about?
What do you think? Bill Maher is going to be on our podcast one day?
know.
Shut up.
No, not that. I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube.
We're not going to just delete it.
I mean, how many edits do we have to fucking do?
3.
It's ridiculous. No,
Love
Bill
God.
Maher, I feel like I've said this before. I'll say it again. I feel like I'm in a relationship with him.
Okay, whatever.
I go back and forth. I think he might be involved with Mossad. I don't know.
He for sure is.
What base? You can't. What do you mean he for sure is? What do you mean
You're the
he
one who
for
put it out
sure
there,
is?
dude. I'm
I
disagreeing
said
with you.
I think he might be.
Well, you kowtow the line. I set a precedence. and
What's
I
crazy
lay
is
us down.
the way I feel about things is not floppy at all. I really when I believe in something, I really
you don't
believe
have a
in it.
position. You just ride the rails the entire time of your life because you're afraid.
Well, hold on. No, I'm saying I'm the one that does have positions, but I actually believe in the things I say versus you who just will just say them and you don't know if you really
I'm a
believe in it.
goddamn G. Anyways,
You're John Kerry.
John Kerry.
Oh my God, he has your name too. I didn't even realize that when you said it.
You know, there's a lot of badasses in history named John.
There are.
Yeah.
Who was? Do you know? Who was my first John? My very first John, Pocahontas John.
Yep, John. He actually, if you look up, what's his name? John.
John Smith, right?
John Smith actually has one of the most the actual John Smith, the historical figure, actually has one of the most interesting lives of all time, and his Wikipedia page is wild. We should
Which
actually
one?
look that up
Which
on.
one?
We'll look that up on Patreon.
We'll look it up. But which one is it? Is
John
it-
Smith, the mercenary. For the time, he has one of the most insane lives of all time.
This guy, right?
John Smith. Yes,
But
his
was he
life is
the one
insane.
with Pocahontas?
Yeah, he was the one with Pocahontas. His life is fucking wild. Oh my god. The history of this man's life was
Oh,
one of
I
the most
can't even
dramatic
imagine.
things. It's a famous Wikipedia page. It's John Smith's life.
This one?
Yes.
No, it's really not that. It's not that long actually.
Well, he did some crazy.
Why
he was
is it
all over
not
the world.
long?
He was
I
Mr.
think-
Worldwide in the 1600s, dude. It was
John
crazy.
Smith is Mr. Worldwide. I think you're thinking of a different one actually.
No, this is the same guy. I'll read it.
Because-
I'm gonna read it out. How about don't look at it. Don't look at it.
Right.
I'm gonna read it to you, and I'm just gonna get your reaction on the Patreon. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Stop it. Stop it. Close
I'm
this.
not
Close
reading it.
Get rid of it.
Chill out.
Get
You're
rid of
being
it.
crazy right now.
I am being
You're being crazy.
No way. We love you.
Yeah, we love you very much, guys. I don't even know what this is. This might actually be the Patreon.
This
I
is
don't know.
great.
This might just be the Patreon,
Quiet
so
now.
I don't have to edit much out. I don't want to edit. I hate editing.
We didn't do much.
It doesn't matter. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It's been a somewhat nihilistic episode on my part. I don't believe in anything.
Yeah, dude.
I don't feel anything towards anything at the moment. Everything is empty. Everything is we live an empty existence. That's what I feel right now. Maybe in the next hour I'll become a little bit more spiritual, but I don't see any dandelions in the distance, so probably not. All right. Good night. Good luck.